Now we're going to get into our 1 month All Stars. So far, we have the Eastern Conference. I do want to remind everybody at home that it is going to be a new format this season for All Star Weekend, which I have my opinions on. I think we can discuss those at a later time because I want to give these guys their flowers. But just so y'all are familiar, there will be 24 players, right, like usually. But these 24 players will be cut down into three different teams. We're going to have two U.S. teams and then one world team, which, again, is interesting dynamic. But I'm such an old fashioned guy that I'd rather just have East versus West. And, we do something like change the jerseys. Let the guys with their respective team jersey and just throw like a all-star patch or something on there. But all of these new different games inside of the game, and it's confusing the casual fan, and it's again neither here nor there. My first Eastern All-Star is a guy that has been phenomenal. His team is thriving. They're winning, so it's easy to put him in there, and that's Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham right now is averaging 27 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, shooting 44% from the field, 29% from three, 82% from the free throw line. Again, this team is at the top of the Eastern Conference. They're the hottest team in basketball outside of the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is a young team that, we just talked about in the opening of the show that has the sky as the limit. And he's been the engine of that. He's been the guy that you look at when you talk about the turnaround that the Pistons have had. This would be his second All-Star game. And so already Cade Cunningham is turning that corner into stardom and becoming that perennial All-Star that we see a lot of the stars become. Next, we have another perennial All-Star, a guy that anytime his team is having success or fighting back, he's usually the catalyst. And he's trying to fight for a lot more this season in the backcourt with Cade Cunningham, and that's Donovan Mitchell. And he has been averaging 31 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, 51% from the field, almost 40% from three, and 83% from the free throw line. Yeah, Donovan is a guy that I think has almost become underrated in our league as far as who we talk about and give our attention to. He's been steady. He's been consistent. His team has always relied on him a lot. Particularly with the injuries that they've been dealing with out there in Cleveland, and to see him continue to shoulder the load for them and to keep their head above water in the regular season, in the playoffs, has been a sight to see. He's to me one of the most explosive and exciting guys when he gets hot. It's almost like watching a video game and a guy gets a takeover, or they get on a heater and they start to flash red and the ball gets on fire. It's like that. And again, anytime this team is in trouble and looks like they're out for the count, he is right there to spark that run and hit that big shot to turn the game around for them. And so, deserving for him. And I think Donovan Mitchell is already probably up to 5 or 6 All Stars, and it just shows you how fast time is kind of going by. And they're also an interesting team because I wonder if they could get 2 All Stars. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because Giannis is my next guy. But if the All-Star game was starting today, like we're pretending after 1 month, Giannis probably would be a injury scratch. And I think this spot now becomes opened for somebody else to swoop in. And I wonder if that would be Evan Mobley. I know Cavalier fans have been disappointed with his play, but I think that's because they want him to take this superstar jump. But on the bottom line of Evan Mobley, he's still a very good, productive player. I do think ultimately we'll lean to Cat here, but I still want to acknowledge Giannis to give him his All-Star nod. And he's averaging 31, 11, and 7, 63% from the field, low-key shooting 50% from three, obviously on low volume, and 63% from the line. The Bucks right now are on a losing streak without him. And as of today, it's 5 games, and obviously that is taking a toll on them. But I think, it just shows the importance and the value of Giannis. And that's why I think this MVP race, when we get to the last stretch of the season, is going to be interesting because you can't take away what Shea is doing. You have to consider Nikola Jokic. But then you talk about value and the meaning of the word MVP, most valuable. And to see him miss time and everything drop immediately for the Bucks, I think shows that he is, by definition, one of the most valuable players in the NBA. And I can't wait to see what the rest of the voters and the media and everybody else believes. But Giannis Antetokounmpo, yet another All-Star game, and again, would be one of my All-Star starters. Now, first-time All-Star, and I think between the East and West 1 month All-Stars that I've selected, I have 8 first-time All-Stars. I don't know the record, but I would believe or have to believe that 8 is either the new record or would be the new record or it's tied for a record because I don't know the last time we've had 8 brand new All-Stars. Jalen Johnson of the Atlanta Hawks. This one, I'm hoping can materialize into an actual All-Star selection. I would love for that to happen. I would be extremely proud. Y'all know, tee it up. We've been big fans of Jalen Johnson here for a very long time. And to see him actually take that step, actually take that leap after kind of, you know, a disappointing season last year with his season ending prematurely with a shoulder or elbow injury, to see him be able to get back and play at this level and get to a higher level, and the Hawks are having success, is super dope to see. Right now, he's averaging 22 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 56% from the field, 41% from three, 80% from the free throw line. He has been one of the best stories in the NBA right now. And I think not only from an individual standpoint, but what it allows the Atlanta Hawks to do going forward is very pivotal. They have a situation now where they kind of can't lose. Trae Young either comes back and he fits everything and they get him to buy into whatever it is that they want to do from a defensive or an offensive standpoint, or you move on from Trae Young and you still have a guy that you can have step right into being your guy. They have the New Orleans Pelicans pick that is probably going to materialize into like top 5, top six at the least. And that's always good to be able to add talent to the roster. And then, just again, being able to have a young guy emerge like this and be able to do it all for them has been such a sight to see. Moving on to our next All-Star, a guy that's been here before. His team is on fire right now as well, and that's Scottie Barnes. He's been over there leading the charge for the Toronto Raptors. A lot of conversation has been around who would be the Raptors All-Star. And y'all know me, as much as I love Jalen Johnson and y'all and Kyrie and all of these guys, Brandon Ingram is right there in the mix and the list of all of the guys that P loves. But when you watch the Raptors and you talk about impact, and you talk about what's making them go, Brandon Ingram plays a very big part to that. But I don't think it's anybody on their roster that has done more or does more on a night-in, night basis than Scottie Barnes. From what he does defensively to how good and aggressive he's been offensively, he's looked like a really tremendous player, and I think he's the easy representative of the Toronto Raptors come All-Star if they're able to keep this up. He has been a force defensively, again, leading the charge there. And I think he's done a really good job of making sure his game meshes alongside of Brandon Ingram and Emmanuel Quickly and R.J. Barrett. And that's one of my favorite things about this team is that they all found a way to have success and not get into in each other's way, excuse me. So shout out to Scottie Barnes. We also have Tyrese Maxey, who is right now averaging 33 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 47% from the field, 42% from three, 88% from the free throw line. Very close to 50, 40, 90 there. I mean, what else is there to say? Tyrese Maxey has been one of the most electrifying players in the NBA and one of the best scorers. He's an easy all-star nod there, keeping the vibes up and high for Philadelphia as they wait for the return of Joel Embiid and Paul George to really get this full group together and see if they could put it together for a playoff run. Keep it on the theme of first-time All-Stars. We have Jalen Duren, the second All-Star for the Detroit Pistons, who are red hot, as we said before. He's given us 20 and 11 with 2 assists. Love all of the play he's given them. I think he solidifies their young core and allows them to move forward confidently with a duo of Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren. Their pick-and-roll game has been phenomenal, and you wanted to be able to see his play take a jump for the Detroit Pistons to invest in them. And I hate to say it in this way, but Pistons, be prepared to pay that young man because he's going to be very expensive for y'all, rightfully so. We're also going to go with Josh Giddey, another first-time All-Star representing the Chicago Bulls, giving us not even almost. He's giving us 20, 10, and 10, averaging pretty much a triple-double, 46% from the field, 39% from three, 75% from the free throw line. The Bulls have slowed down a bunch, but you can't take away the performance and the play of Josh Giddey throughout the first month there for the Chicago Bulls. And kind of round us out here, we'll speed through a bit. Jalen Brunson is also going to get a nod. Jaylen Brown, 2 guys who have been here before. But I really want to give focus to our last 2 first-timers, which would be Norman Powell. Norman Powell finally making an All-Star game. A lot of people said he was deserving last year for the Clippers, but now he gets that nod with the Miami Heat. And then last but not least, Franz Wagner, especially with Paolo being out, the Magic are getting things together. And so he's the guy that rightfully so gets the nod.